So that's why, in a couple of places, particularly here at the beginning of the project, we start essentially along the northerly side of Crescent Street, such that we can make a direct connection to Pine Arden Drive. And then we will cross the roadway just on the other side of Linewood Lane in this area here. We had a number of constraints relative to existing right-of-way in that area, so we actually shifted the location of the walk to the south side of the road. Then essentially we follow along the southerly side of Crescent Street, and this is in the area right in here where we start to get in the area of the resource area. Back in November, Malone and McBroom delineated the wetland resource area associated with a culvert crossing in this area. And what we found to be jurisdictional, as outlined in the wetlands report that was submitted with the application, is there is an intermittent water course that flows into a cross culvert on Crescent Street, and then outlets to a bordering vegetated wetland that's located to the north of Crescent Street. This is predominantly a wooded wetland area. And the activities associated with the construction of the sidewalk are not expected to directly impact any wetland resource area. We were able to fit the sidewalk along the side of the roadway and up and over the culvert so that no modifications to the cross culvert are necessary in order to accommodate the sidewalk, which was a good thing. So essentially everything is occurring within the upland buffer area. In this case, the 100-foot buffer. There is no riverfront associated with this project because, again, it's an intermittent water course that flows to the north side of the roadway. Some of the other activities that are associated with this project there is going to have to be some tree removal, particularly down in this area as we get down towards the school. Most of those are pines or conifer trees that will have to be removed. And then on the last sheet is where the sidewalk ends at the easterly side of the school driveway in this location. This is where it's going to join with the existing sidewalk that runs along Gooddale Park. Some of the other things that will occur as a result of it, or I should say controls that will be installed, will be a compost filter tube that will be installed as a sediment barrier throughout the project as shown on the plans. Additional controls will be implemented as required to control. Typically, those can be straw bales or, in this case, doubling up on some of the compost filter tubes as necessary. And then ultimately, all disturbed areas will be restored with loam and seed, particularly all of the lawn areas. So that's basically the details of the project. Would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
You're using granite curb,
Yes.
and the DPW is gonna put a light in for a crosswalk to walk across the street. Are you aware of that? And
Yes.
you're gonna coordinate with that?
Right. That's being coordinated with DPW. That's
Okay.
correct. That's right at the crossing here.
Are there any existing sidewalks in that area now?
Yes. I believe Pine Arden has got an existing sidewalk.
No, it's the part that you're doing.
No,
Okay, so there's no sidewalks in any
not
of that
between
area?
it. Essentially, it's a gap between Pine Arden and the park.
Okay,
So this is essentially to join those two pieces together.
About how long is that?
I believe about 600 feet,
Okay.
give or take.
will you be replacing any of the trees that come down in different locations?
As with this plan, no, nothing is proposed at the moment, but certainly would be amendable, to that. Again, the right-of-way is relatively narrow through here, and that's why we had to shift the sidewalk right up to the roadway. And many of these trees that are gonna have to get removed, and frankly, quite a few of them are, kind of marginal, you know, in terms of their condition, so.
All right, you think we should mark the trees, or you don't wanna get into it?
I think we're gonna coordinate with the DPW director, he's a tree warden anyhow.
Oh, all right, then, yeah, that makes sense, and we'll just do with that. Do you wanna get into silt fence, or you just wanna do it?
What are you gonna-
What's the total thing you're gonna, 10 feet, 15 feet, that you're actually gonna use as an area?
Yeah.
Not that
At the
much.
most, yeah, because essentially where the sidewalk, if you look at it in cross-section, there's gonna be areas where we gotta go a little bit wider, and all of that area will be restored. And that's so that we can blend in
It's worth putting
to
the silt
the
fence in.
existing.
So if
I
the
don't
wa-
think it's even worth putting.
No.
I don't think it is either.
Cause he's all upgrading,
I think the water will be fine.
because the road's gonna be between him and
Yeah.
what we're concerned with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think just a single water would do it.
Yeah, if you could do that, that would keep the mud out of the
Hmm.
manhole.
Yeah, any of the inlets too, by the way, would get protection, inlet protection, either like a silt sack or something similar. to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's all you need, just something you can just pick up and take with you.
That has street sewage along there?
Yes,
There
there
is
is.
sanitary
Yes.
sewer there. Yeah, but that wouldn't be impacted as a result of
No,
this.
well, I guess I said it wrong. You know.
Storm drains is what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
storm drains, thank you.
Yes. Yes, and those facilities are not gonna be changed. as a
Right,
result.
but any water coming off, it has the storm
That's why
drains
they're
to
gonna
go
put-
into.
That's why
That's why
they're
you'll
gonna
have the silt.
That's why
Right,
they're
but I
gonna
mean
put
after.
Well, it'll be all concrete afterwards. you
Right,
won't have
but I mean,
any
anything that comes off of the sidewalk goes on the street and goes into the storm drains anyway.
Right, that's
Okay,
correct,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pitched towards the street.
okay,
Yeah, they clean them once a year, all your sands
Yeah.
and all that type of stuff, yeah, it's
Yeah,
normal.
okay.
it. So actually, that's gonna be cleaner
Yeah.
with the water coming off of the sidewalk than it is the way it is now.
Yeah.
You're gonna get no silt.
So you wanna make a motion?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
second,
All right, all in favor?
Aye,
All right, motion to approve the plan.
second.
All right. All right, we do them Sunday morning, I'll have it all written out for you, and
Very good.
we'll send it out to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Can we just scoot Bill in here? We've got a few minutes before. the
Yeah,
next
sure.
meeting.
You wanna
Billy,
come
why
up,
don't
and
you
we'll get rid of you right now. Not
um,
to get rid of you, but.
The hits are.
Yeah, choice, I work.
oh, we need the signatures too. From the,
Yep.
Hello. I'm Emily.
Oh, and that's
How you
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Hey, I'm Kate. Nice to meet you.
No, she belongs up here.
Did you give me a signature on that?
It should be. Who are we doing next?
Got it, yep, there is.
He's got some farmland that he wants to maintain.
Which one on the agenda?
He's not,
Oh, okay. I can deal with it. If he
Go ahead,
says
you can-
okay, I
yeah.
don't care.
Tell him, okay, grab what you can do right now.
Bill, the board, this is Billy Italiano, and what he's got is he's got property on Fairbank Street, which is agricultural. He's got about 45 acres on one side of the street, and what he wants to do basically is just do a cutting, selective cut. He's hired a forester. The property does not require a cutting plan because it's under the quantity that you need to file a cutting plan. And basically what it is where it's outlined, he's gonna selective cut that, and his intent is to plant fruit trees,
What the name of the street is?
to harvest. That's about it.
Yeah, this year,
Fairbanks?
I'd like to,
Street?
you know, maybe put some hay, you know, I've got some hay fields across the street, one up the street. There's 75 acres total, and, so this, I might just plant some hay in there this year. If I can get it done by springtime, if I can do a planting by spring. I'd do something like that, or maybe corn, you know.
Well, it's nice to have somebody come in and
Yeah.
tell us before they cut the trees.
Right.
Well, no, and actually I told Dave, Dave called me and I said, you know,
Yeah,
why don't we put it under a maintenance program?
yeah, absolutely.
So we'll list it as maintenance that you came in, and then, once you get your tree man to come in, basically say what he's doing, what the area is he's doing, and then we'll do it formally. We'll do what they
And
call
what's
it.
gonna be, Billy, it'll be an ongoing, once we give you the maintenance, it'll be an ongoing maintenance.
Okay,
So you won't have to come before us again.
okay,
It's just something that we're gonna expect to be done. You pick a
Right.
month, August, September, whatever you want, you tell us, and then you call us when you're doing something, and so if DCI calls us, yeah, we know all about it.
okay,
That's all it is.
okay.
What's this area with the little lines?
That's kinda like where,
That's the
That's the area
perimeter
I
in
want.
which he wants to,
Yeah.
do the thinning.
Oh, you can't do that wooded
you
there.
know, most of these trees are,
So that's 45 acres total?
No.
no, that right there is like
Just
3
that,
acres. So
Oh, I was
what's
gonna say.
encompassed, there's a square footage down here of what's encompassed. But I own, where are we? I own kinda like up here, all the way back over to behind these houses like this.
Got it.
And down here like, and then up in this field too. So it starts here, it goes around like this. And then on this side, I own over here too, behind here.
Cool.
So I just got like, this is like 126 feet, it's about 3 acres in here that I want to thin out. And there's only one, couple of nice big pines that I'm gonna leave in there, one. And most of the stuff is 8, 10 inch, you know, or less.
Where's Fairbanks?
This is the street.
Yeah,
right here.
where is Fairbanks?
Oh,
What-
on-
you know,
on
go
110.
up 110,
What's the address on that, Bill?
66.
66.
Like the sports place.
66.
Fairbanks.
So if you go up Lancaster Street.
Yep.
At the top of the, when it levels off at the top of the hill, it's that left, about a mile up from where 110 and 12 split.
Oh, okay.
And it crosses, it goes from 110 down to 12, the street does.
Okay.
Or 12,
Nice.
go by Mac, go Mac.
Like hard to tell what's to scale.
Yeah, if,
I know, yeah. Just a little area.
I was
Yeah.
matching that for
It's a
one
big
match.
area.
Oh, go ahead. All we
Those
need
cut
is
the
one.
trees,
A lot of
so I should have printed 3 out.
Actually, you know what?
Here's one, here's a close-up and there's one that's backed out.
I
You
mean,
want the-
I
you want
could
the
make
small one or you want the
copies.
Either,
I
Wait,
could
either
make color
I mean,
copies of
you know,
those if,
Yeah.
because I wanna
You
give
need
the guy who's gonna cut the same thing.
well, were we
that I
gonna
gave you
keep,
guys.
All I
yeah,
need
Why
is
don't you
one,
take-
he's starting a file.
You're
is
just gonna
what
keep
we're
one
doing.
on file, yeah.
So
yeah,
Here's
there's
the
one that's,
close-up
yeah,
here.
there's one that's further out, there's one that's close up. yeah.
okay.
That's the overall, that's a close-up.
All right, so, do you want this back? Cause I can just go make a color copy.
I was just wanted to give one to the forester, so that he'd have the same ones
If
you
you give him
guys
that
had. I
one, you
should have
got
made
one.
3.
I'll make another one.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
You know,
Whichever one you want.
No, no,
Do
they're
you
both the
need
same
two?
thing.
No, no, I
You
know.
all
guys
right.
need 2 copies?
Well, does anybody
I mean-
else need it or just the file?
Just the file for right now, unless someone
Yeah.
wants one, I'm fine by me.
Well, these are the copies, this is the same copy as that one.
Yeah.
Right, he
Yeah,
wants
I
to
think
take one
Do you want
back.
one back?
If I could, that way
Yeah,
I
sure.
could give it to the guy.
Yeah, we
who's
just
cutting.
need,
Okay.
So he knows what I gave you guys.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You know?
Do you want the envelope?
thanks.
So all I needed from him is like a letter, of what you're gonna do,
From the guy that's gonna cut it?
right, and then tell him to give me a, plan, maintenance. So if you're gonna maintain these fruit trees, obviously you're gonna trim stuff around them, but just tell me that.
Okay,
He'll know exactly what I'm talking about,
okay,
and then it'll just be an ongoing maintenance plan.
okay,
So then when you do it next year, you just call us up, yeah, I'm gonna do my maintenance plan,
okay.
and that's it.
And would I be able to do that this winter? Cut these this winter?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, the
absolutely.
ground is still frozen.
Yeah,
That's why he had you come in now,
yes.
so you could do
Yes.
this. But I understand, we don't have exactly what we need, but your forester's gonna give it to us.
Okay,
All I need is that letter, we'll put it with the file, and we're off and running.
okay,
And then, once we get that, we'll just run it by the board real quick, then come in and file what they call an RDA, and then that'll give us the official.
But you can go ahead, Billy.
You can go ahead and do
It
it.
is.
just, okay, start
Yeah.
cutting.
Yeah.
You can cut tomorrow if you want.
Okay,
And as soon as you get the letter from that, then file the RDA with that, and then next month we can hear you. I need 10 days before my meeting.
so for the forester, I need to get
He's gonna give me a letter and a plan of what he's actually doing,
letter and plan.
and what he thinks you might be doing for like the next 3 years, that.
Well, actually,
Okay.
with him, he's probably, because he's the owner of the problem, he's probably gonna be the one doing the trimming and things like that.
That, I don't care who does it,
Yeah.
as long as I know you're doing it.
I think the easiest thing to do, Billy, is, once you get the trees in place and they're established and you're gonna do a trimming or whatever it may be, I think the simplest thing to do is just give us an email or just saying,
Email's the best way, because then I got a record of it and I can put it with the file.
yeah, and just stating that, within the next month or something like that, we're gonna be doing a trimming, just to let you know.
For next year when I start,
Right.
when I
Right.
need to start trimming.
Exactly.
I get you, so this isn't something you need
No,
in a week or so?
No.
No.
No, when you
what
get
you're
it,
gonna, what you got
then we'll
right,
formalize it. Right now, we know you're doing it, so that when DCR calls us up and say, hey, do you know the guys? Yeah, we know.
Okay,
That's all it
I
is.
get you.
so right now, Bill, you can go ahead and you can, you know, start your cutting, whatever you wanna do, and
Beautiful.
you're all set.
I always say do the ongoing maintenance, because it just makes it easy for everybody.
I get you. Yeah, okay. I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Who's the next one?
Take care, Bill.
Bull Rock, that's Evangelista.
Thank you.
Alright, give me that one. Yeah.
Oh, is he here?
I don't see him, but he may have a rep there, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's at 7:30, I can do some other stuff
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
Well, everybody got moved up, so he would be 7:15.
Okay.
Well, it is 7, alright, give it,
Is
I'll
he
do it
here?
right now.
Or,
You wanna read this one, because really, I can do it with him here or with him not here, it doesn't really make that much difference.
Town of West Boylston Conservation Commission, public hearing notice. A public hearing will be held in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act on an application of Bull Rock LLC request for determination of applicability for the construction of a 2,400 plus or minus square foot single home on an A and R lot at 100 Prospect Street, West Boylston, Mass. The public hearing will be held on Monday, March 18, 2019, at 7:15 PM at the Town of West Boylston, Town Offices, 140 Worcester Street, West Boylston, Mass.
Alright, basically what this is, I got calls on someone clearing a lot on Prospect Street, 100 Prospect. And, it was, Joe Evangelista under Bulldog Realty. Bull Rock, and, went down there, he's in our primary zone, he's in our secondary zone, which is why it triggered it. But I told him as long as he kept it in front of the other houses, no further back. They took him outside of our primary zone, so really, it's outside our jurisdiction. The property is, and that's why he needed to file, but where he's doing his house and drainage is not.
It's outside.
So, that's what I told him, everything stays in front of the silo, we're good. Comes behind the silo, we have problems.
So we don't have to give him any water
No,
conditions or
what it
whatever.
is, an A and R lot, and he marked on it that it was non-jurisdictional, but that's not true, but, so I just wanted to clean up the paperwork.
The only condition, I would say, he cut a road in, a driveway,
He's gonna make the grade on that.
and he's gotta put some kind of, retention, just going up the driveway and stuff, because it doesn't go into Prospect Street. And that's what happened.
Right.
During the rainstorm, came into
Right.
Prospect Street.
Yeah, I mean, he's got riprap on that, but it's way too
Yeah.
steep. So he's gonna do a garage under evidently, I talked to the guy doing the excavation.
So what's he gonna put, and what kind of drainage is he gonna have for the driveway?
I told him just do a swale and try to trap it onto the property as best he could, at the bottom. There's not much you can
I
do.
drove by there and I could see that the driveway goes, on a steep grade, and then you got
Right.
bankings on both sides.
Right, and that's gonna have to drop down because the grade is way too steep.
Hmm.
That's like a 6%, he's gonna get down closer to 3.
But
So-
where's he gonna keep the where's he gonna keep the runoff?
That's my question.
If he swale, I have the same problem down below, and I had him do like a swale to the right, the house just immediately to the left if you faced it. I had him just like hollow out down there, it's like a parking lot type thing, so the water comes down off the driveway and goes into that and stays off the road. So I told him he's gotta do something like that, I don't
Is
know.
there any catch basins on that street down near there?
Yeah, right in front of, the next house on the right, in front of 96 Prospect. And I have a spring right there to compound the problem. Really,
Anybody here from there? Nobody's here?
no.
Cool.
Well, like I said, I talk to him, then do what you want, want him to bring him back, fine, but I just want to get rid of the paperwork, because that's really what he's here for.
Well, I would like to see what he's gonna do with the runoff.
Right,
I mean, he should have been here for,
yeah, I go along with John on
Alright.
that.
That's fine, you wanna continue?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think he should come in and answer the questions of, what are you gonna do with the runoff?
I have no problem with that. Why don't we continue it to, maybe he'll be in later on, maybe he won't.
Okay.
All right?
If he comes in before we leave, fine, if he
Yeah,
don't.
if not, then we'll just run it for next
Right.
month, all right? So we got what do you want, to give me a motion for continuation?
I make a motion to continue the public hearing.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
What's the next one you got to?
Okay, this is the West Boylston Housing Authority.
Bill?
Yep.
Not to interrupt, but did he know that this was gonna be discussed tonight?
Oh, yeah, I told him. He's got a different drum, you know that. It is what it is.
He's a new band.
Huh? Oh, I heard that, I got it.
The mic's around. One
How are
minute,
you?
I need someone to read this for me, hang on 1 second. Caitlin,
Go
you're on.
left. Go left
It's a
next
shot.
time.
All right, I got one more, I'll put on the other side.
A public hearing will be held in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, on the application of the West Boylston Housing Authority request for determination of applicability for a project to remove and/or trim hazardous trees near and around buildings and walkways at a public housing development for both elderly or disabled and family at 87 Maple Street. That's 14 Foster Street, West Boylston, Massachusetts. 87 Maple Street / 14 Foster Street. The public hearing will be held on Monday, March 18th, 2019 at 7:30 at the West Boylston Town Offices, 140 Worcester Street, West Boylston.
Okay. You're on.
I'm Steve Larry, I'm the project manager who specs this job, put it out to bid, but we have a low bidder, but before we awarded the contract, we just wanted to run this project by you guys and you folks and make sure everything's okay. It does have 2 addresses there because we also have a property up on Foster Street,
Do you have a plan of that?
home up on Foster Street.
Do you have a
There's few
plan of that?
trees there also.
I should.
I have a question
do.
for you. Is this gonna be additional housing that's gonna go up?
No,
No.
no, this is just a trim around the tree.
Okay.
homes over there.
Okay,
no,
okay,
no, no.
gotcha, okay.
So yeah, there's a bunch of trees that are really close to the building, a lot of the buildings have mildew on them, and there's broken siding from branches hitting it.
Are you trimming the trees, or you actually gonna cut them?
Well, on this map here, the red ones
Right.
we wanna cut, and the blue ones we wanna trim.
Okay.
You gonna replace any of the red ones with any new trees?
We didn't have any plans to do that, no.
When we remove them, you take the stumps.
We wanted the stumps ground down on the ones that are being cut, down
That's good.
6 inches below the grade.
That's fine.
part of the contract too.
Who's doing the job?
The low bidder is Northern Tree.
It's more maintenance and.
Why
Yeah.
did he even come in front of us?
Wetlands. So,
Where?
he's got them in there someplace.
We're
There-
close, I mean,
There is wetlands over to the left of it. Dave.
Yeah,
Huh, John?
To the left of it. There's some wetlands.
as long as the property touches these,
Right in here?
yeah, they gotta come in. I mean, he's well outside,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
is.
worried about it.
Where's Foster Street? I don't know where
Is it Maple Street?
Maple Street is the door to door.
green that shows the wetlands and the
That's what it
buildings there.
Okay, so would you say that the buildings are within 100 feet of the wetlands?
Wetlands there?
Yeah, to the left. When
I
you
would
go
think
in
a
the
couple of these are
property, to
close.
the left-hand side.
But we don't have any of these that we're cutting down, these
But
are
that's
just
towards
trimmed, the
140.
ones that are close.
Yeah, the only reason I bring them in is because the property touches, that, no other reason.
Yeah, the wetlands runs right through the center of the property, but there's nothing
Yeah.
done
And
there.
because TCI has been, you know,
I don't see a
so
problem with this.
tight. No, there's no problem with it at all. It's just a matter of getting the paperwork done.
I don't see a
Yeah,
problem
we
with
just wanna make sure that we're not in violation of anyone, or not stepping on anyone's toes, so.
No, no,
Make a
we're good.
motion to close the public hearing.
All right, second,
Second?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wanna make a motion, Bruce?
I'll make a motion to, we won't call it,
Negative determination?
make donation?
Yeah, negative determination, and we're really not gonna have anything, I don't see putting up silt fence or
No.
anything else, there's no need
There's
of it.
nothing, yeah. There's-
Nothing really, I mean, I'll have to put something in, so I'll fill it in under other, which is gonna be clean up the stuff when you're done,
I
basically.
talked to the tree wardens, tell me that you have the longhorn beetle thing around here. so
Right.
That the wood all has to go to a special
That's
site,
correct.
but
Northern
Tree
should be
Wall,
very
they
well
know
versed
all
on that.
about it.
Cause they're the ones doing it.
Right,
Yeah.
so I didn't know
They-
anything about it, but everyone else did.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it goes right down the street here,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
far
good.
at all.
Okay.
All right,
That's
very
a
good.
thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, second, Cal made the motion,
Second,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wait, who seconded?
Cal did. Oh, you did, John?
Cal made the motion.
Oh, okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Good night.
Little park we did.
We take, Matt Marciello?
Yeah.
Matt? Good, how are you, Matt? Long time no see.
Yeah, I know,
Just tell them basically what you're doing.
So basically, I'm looking for a certificate of completion. Back in '04, when I bought the property on 317 West Boylston Street, I came to the board to construct a commercial garage over there. Shortly thereafter, I started the business yard max out front in that empty lot that used to be just basically a gravel lot. And therefore, the amended decision, I guess, or second time through with you guys, put up the display and so forth. And basically, right now, the property is being transferred. I decided to sell the property and realized that I was never signed off, or I never came back to the
Right.
people for a sign off. The project was installed according to the plan as far as the wetlands and hay beds, silt fence and so forth, vegetated, we did sod in front of the building, irrigation and so forth. So everything was done back at the time it was supposed to be done, back '08, '09, in that timeframe, but like I said, neglected to.
So you're
come
just
back.
looking for, certificate of compliance?
Yeah, that's it, because basically in the transfer of the property, this being on the
Yep.
title deed, realized that it wasn't signed off on and so forth, so that's the reason.
They had him come in because he's passing in
Yep.
2 weeks,
Next week.
next week.
Hammers all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So all that,
Usually we get the lawyers hanging off the chandeliers.
Yeah.
so all that,
Like
And I
Cool.
dropped the ball too, this was something last minute type of deal, but.
Are you selling
it was-
the front two, or just the side
Yeah,
build?
no, the front too, the property is.
It's all one piece?
One piece.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
dividable, so just-
so all the silt fence, all that's been cleaned up.
Yeah, everything's been removed and out of here, yeah.
It's been, what, 10 years or something like that?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Did you say '04?
Yeah, before I bought it, yeah.
Okay.
And we did the building,
Yeah.
There
shortly
he is.
thereafter, and then the display was '08.
When are you coming in again, Tony?
Thursday, probably, yeah.
All right, I'll do it Thursday.
Thursday's good, yeah, so I come
Come
in to
down,
pick that up
yeah,
on Thursday?
yeah,
Okay.
later on in the day.
Oh, thanks.
She comes
Yeah,
in
it'll
usually
be in the
around 10, 11.
afternoon,
Okay, is this Toby?
Yeah, this is Toby.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
But yeah, if you give her a call on Thursday, I'll just come down and sign everything and you'll be all set. We'll write it up for you,
Thursday, then, that's
all right?
Good enough?
All
Good
right.
luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Take care,
you.
Matt.
Oh,
I got a signature page floating around here someplace?
oh.
Yeah, she just threw it in front
Oh,
of
wait
her.
a minute, this is from the other one, which is, I think, in that folder. I think that folder goes with this signature page. Is that the,
Yeah. Give me that one. That's the one we just did, right?
that was the last one,
Okay. So, this is yours.
okay,
Give me back
and then,
Joey's.
and then we've got the,
Hang on, let me do this one real quick. Joey, come on up.
oh, okay. Oh, and then we've gotta sign this, though. That, the one
Okay.
that we just did,
Hi, Joe. How are you?
This for Matt?
yes, yeah. Confusing.
Basically, like, we'll open up the hearing again. We continued it, but not a problem. What they're looking for is the water, what you're gonna do with the water coming off the driveway.
Okay,
And everything else pretty much is set. If you got a little speech, go ahead, but make it little.
We're gonna make it, we're gonna swale everything and try to get in a little grass swell, you know, to
Down off to the
slow
left?
it down off to the left.
Okay,
Slow it down and not put anything on on Prospect Street?
Okay?
No, I'm just asking the question,
I don't think it's possible to stop every drop of water from hitting Prospect Street.
within reason, Joe.
You know, with the last 20 feet or so may shed off, but we're gonna try to divert everything down prior to that into a little, into the swaled area.
Some kind of small retention pond or something like that, or is it just something?
Yeah, I think a grass swale, we'll try to just divert it into a swale and maybe.
Same thing they did next door. And the other thing, when you get the complaints, which you'll get, there's a spring right there at that stone wall.
Okay,
Been there for a million years. The water's coming out right
Just let me
now.
know when you're ready.
okay,
That's why you see all the salt on the road,
You don't
because
have
we
to
salt
throw
it
it,
all the
you
time.
okay,
Alright, so
I'll nudge
nothing
you
you can do
gently.
about it.
yeah.
Huh?
We don't-
Actually, I don't
Gently.
even think it's your property. I
We
think
just don't
it's
want the
theirs.
DPW saying, how come this water's running into the
Absolutely,
street?
we're gonna tilt everything to the left, and we'll make a swelled area to the left, and we'll try to divert everything into there. And at the bottom, maybe 10 feet before the road, we'll dig a little, like that little catch basin we did at my house up there. 2 or 3 feet deep with some rock in it
Yeah,
to grab.
put some rock in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
It's,
idea.
because the thing of it is, Joe, especially in the wintertime, you know, you get the snow melt, ice melt,
Sure.
and then it goes in the road, becomes a hazard.
Absolutely.
Look at the way Lynch left Beaman Street.
Yeah.
All the, you know, the water just runs down, and constantly the town is over there salting and everything else. We just don't want to see.
Yeah,
if
so
you
the
can try to-
driveway's gonna come up like this, so when it start, you know, the driveway's much steeper than it's gonna end up.
Thank you.
We just
Thank you.
didn't wanna start cutting too deep until we were ready, so we'll bring it down, we'll tilt everything to
Yeah.
this side away from it, and right down by the road, we'll dig a,
Toby?
like a
Oh.
10 by 10 little
Like a little detention
little
basin or something.
detention area,
Yeah.
we'll rip wrap it and
Yeah.
and have the water swell into there.
Yeah,
Perfect.
as long as you put some rock in there, it'll be fine.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
work good. That'll work good.
Joe, what's the ground, the soil up there?
It's good.
Is it like a gravelly material?
We haven't dug deep into it yet, but there's no ledge or anything like that, so it's bony,
Yeah,
it's a bony till,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Can you plant any trees or vegetation to help with the flooding?
Doesn't really have the room.
I don't think we have the room to do
No room?
that.
I don't have this picture, I don't know the
No,
site.
it's okay, it's only a 120-foot wide lot,
Got it?
so the driveway's gonna swell up through, and then here's the site plan, I don't know if you're interested in looking at that.
Yes.
So this is gonna be, from here back, we're not disturbing anything. So, and all we're disturbing is just the driveway, the trees, and a couple of trees, all the trees that were not in our way are along the property lines are not being touched.
Okay, good.
How much land is that, Joe?
1.2,
For two?
actually, there's another parcel that doesn't show here that goes to
Right, like a
this.
little dog leg.
Yeah, so it's like 1.28 acres.
You done this a spec house?
Yep.
Thanks.
So I talked to John Scannell, he's all set.
Would you threaten him on his mortgage or what?
He said there was, was this lot, you probably know better than I do, was this a lot part of their land at one time?
Was always part of the
I
land.
mean, was it cut off?
It was cut off when the gentleman sat on the appraisal board. And
Did
he,
someone build a house here?
no, it's landlocked, it's wet, and it's
But it's got frontage.
on what? There's no
John
front.
told me that they use their exempt, because I talked to him about their
The
exemption.
exemption's gone.
He said he used it on this lot here.
Mind if I take
Yeah,
that?
sure. Is there a house? He said a ranch that goes in sideways was built up there. That was
Oh,
his
yeah, on the
recollection.
first one, yeah, right, if you got Scarlet Street, then it was Mel Ryan's house, and then the exemption was right there on that
So they
one.
built a house up there?
Yeah, there's a house right there,
How long ago did that
sideways.
happen?
8 years?
Okay, so not pretty recently.
Yeah,
Okay.
they took like 3 lots, and then when they were gonna sell the property, they divided out the lot you're building on now.
Yeah, and then he said he met with, these owners at one time, and they, you know, cause then their driveway just nipped the no disturb area, so they were able to give them
Right.
relief, or say that they were okay.
Yeah,
Joe, who owned that lot before you bought it?
Estrada. Yeah, they've owned it,
Yeah, yeah.
20 years
20
more,
years or
Long
more.
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So this lot was actually cut off in 2005 or 2006.
When they actually sold it to his son, and then the son died. Frank
Father.
Jr.
Okay,
The father is still, I don't know, the father's still alive, Jane's husband.
no, he died.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, in Florida.
Well, the son died too.
He did?
Yeah, the son was young, maybe 38,
Oh my
39.
God, but the daughter-in-law is there.
Right, she's there.
crazy. But at one time, they actually, I think they had designed a septic system up in this area before the sewer.
All the
came in.
septics were up there, and they were temporary, because they had already approved the sewers to come in. And probably going back now, I don't know.
Well, that's before
2000.
99.
Yeah,
It was in '86, something like that, they
yeah.
talked about design that.
So they were all temporary, and they had the land to put the septics on, and then when
Right.
the sewers came in, the land reverted back to the farm.
Except they left this little corner with this piece, they gave it to us.
Okay,
And I think they had initially cut this off because they wanted their septic system had to be outside of the disturbed area.
that's correct.
So they were actually gonna pump up to this area where they were gonna build their
Right.
septic system.
Matter of fact, that was one of the calls I got. You evidently wanted to sell the property to, I can't think of his name, but the guy in the yellow house there.
I did,
Yeah.
because we have no use for it.
No, I got that.
So I didn't, I would give it to him for next to nothing if he wanted it, because I know him, but,
Then I got a few hate calls. No problem.
okay.
Take a number. I'll get to you.
You want it, obviously you'll come out and see this when we're
Yeah,
in the process?
yeah.
All right,
Just-
Keelan's here if you wanna stop by and see him, we'll,
Yeah, I already saw him. and
okay,
I don't really need anything else till I see the actual solid hole, and I'm good.
okay, excellent.
We're
We're all good?
Yep, all good.
Did, while I'm here, did my guys file for a, notice, some determination thing for the Shrine Ave project with the board yet?
Not that I know of, no.
No.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Oh, I did wanna get together with you though, at some point in time, when I sort out all my hate calls on Shrine Ave. We wanna do something with that entry down below and the
We're
trees.
coming
and-
in before your board,
Yeah, but I
next
wanted to
week,
talk
I
to you
thought.
before that, to see
Okay.
if we could kinda
Sure.
calm it down.
There's only so much area to come in, you know what I mean?
I'm puncture proof, you know what I mean?
You know, Bill, I'm available anytime.
Oh,
All
Are
right,
you a new member of the board?
Yes.
Well, I'm Joe Evangelista, so nice to see you.
Kate.
you're gonna get to know him well.
You always do the right thing, always remember that. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
and
Joe.
girls.
Good night.
Ladies. Nice
Oh,
to
we
meet
have to have a
Yeah.
motion and
Yeah,
stuff?
you gotta do the motion.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll do this one on
Now
Sunday.
I need a motion to accept, with the plan, right?
Yeah, we're gonna accept the plan,
With the modifications we made, with the
Right.
riprap and the.
You gonna make the motion?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second it.
Alright.
Toby, you got that?
You gotta understand what we did.
we'll just do it, just put down retention pond and we'll do it on Sunday morning.
Okay. All right, let's see. We need the, signatures.
All right. What are you here for? Oh, you're with him, okay. good. Oh, okay, no problem.
This one.
Do you have this was a continuation.
Okay, this is, and then, there are like additional maps there. I had
Yeah.
sent it by email. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on a minute, let me just get rid of this one.
Are you all set?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, continued, public hearing will be held in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, on the application of E. Andrew Kazakoff.
Yep.
Request for determination of applicability for the proposed addition of 35,000 square foot plus or minus greenhouses on the back side of the current structure of 215 Shrewsbury Street, West Boylston, Mass. Continued public hearing will be held Monday, March 18, 2019, at 7:45 PM, town offices.
That's the site plan. Should I start?
Yep, for a day.
Thank you very much for having me. So last time I was here, we basically left out a continuation and a request from the board to bring proposed plans and idea of what it would look like. So since then, we had,
You wanna come up and see this? So you good? Okay.
so since then, we had the plan drawn up. May I?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Then, so basically, here's the entire site plan, and then the pink area is proposed greenhouse. Maybe I'll get, sorry, let me get you one.
Oh, yeah. Didn't wanna bother you, throw it at you.
Not to me, there isn't.
No, no, so we have to get that.
Oh,
Now, where is,
We have to join the.
Forget what street this is on, Shrewsbury Street.
All of us? I'll tell you, I tried to do it one time, it didn't work so easily.
Really?
I did it upstairs easier.
I thought that was for the March Madness, I didn't know.
Basically, so we came to look for requests
Solar.
for determination from the, from the board, that these greenhouses are within your jurisdiction.
Because you live across the street. So this is, are you in a butter, Emily?
Any reason why it's different shades of pink?
No, no reason.
Just asking.
Don't know. Are you in a butter to this, Emily?
I live across the street.
You gotta recuse yourself.
Really? Even on the other side of the street? She wouldn't be in a butter
Within 300 feet.
You're really
Oh,
across
yeah,
the
you're within
street?
300 feet?
Yeah, Angel Brook is across the street.
Nice.
Is it within 300 feet?
Me personally or the property?
The
The
property.
property itself.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Okay.
need to recuse
You need to
yourself.
recuse yourself.
Okay. Have to leave the room?
You don't have to.
No,
Oh, okay.
just, as long as you're not at the table, we're good, just
Yeah, just
have a
sit over-
seat down there, we're good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we left off the last meeting, just a request for us to show what the proposition looks like and where we're planning on putting it. So I had everybody draw up what what the proposal is. Obviously, this is just an idea of what we're looking to do. We're looking for a determination of the board's jurisdiction over this.
This one we changed the driveways. This is a different one.
This nice,
Oh, is that
it's
the
the
other
one
one?
next to the solar field. Solar field is right where your hand is. Or not right where your hand is,
Yeah.
but on, so the drive, the parking one's right over here. Here's Shrewsbury Street. Here's looking on the backside.
How close is that?
It's within 100 foot, we got the inch down here, but, 100 foot here. Here's your 100-foot zone, right here. Yeah,
That's on the zone?
yeah.
What are you guys looking at, just so I can
Here's-
mark it down?
Here's his wetlands here.
The wetlands is, you right here?
No, the wetland's over here.
here's the delineation of the wetlands, right
What's
here.
this right here?
That's contours.
Elevation.
That's
That's the
100 feet.
contours, John.
What's that, 2 something? 2,
25, that's a 25 foot from the wetland.
okay, so you got 104, 105, so you go up the,
It's all the wetlands here, Bill.
yeah. I don't really see a problem with it.
He's out of the 100 foot,
Yeah, he's out of it,
Yeah.
and he's down gradient too,
right?
so.
I don't see it.
I
You
think
see
you're
him?
good.
Yeah.
You're good.
What does good mean in your language?
Means in my language, you're out of our jurisdiction.
Say it again?
You're out of our jurisdiction.
So, the 25-foot, it's right here?
Yeah, wetland boundary right
If I
here.
built into the 25 foot, would I then be in your jurisdiction?
Yeah, if you build into the 25, yeah.
Oh, you want it?
You wanna make it big, well,
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, help me out here.
Let me ask you, what's your first name?
Andrew.
Andrew, let me ask you a question. The delineated wetlands that I see over there,
Yeah.
any of your work gonna be out of that 100 foot, or is it gonna be within 100 feet?
So, I'm under the impression, help me work through this, there's a 25-foot line right
Right
here that we
here.
included to make it easy, so this is
Exactly.
obviously within 100.
Yeah, so you're under our jurisdiction.
yeah, no, but I mean, he's not doing anything. I just don't want anything in the 25
Well,
foot.
what is all this here? Is this a new addition to the building?
No, it's a
It's not.
greenhouse.
Okay. You gonna be doing any excavation in there?
Well, he's got the
Yeah, I have to
flooring in
level it out.
Oh, you put footings and
So you-
stuff too?
You can need something to hold your ceiling.
Yes.
Right.
No, either they're gonna do a slab or they're gonna do
Okay, so,
pylons.
but the thing of it is,
Yeah,
Andrew,
I'm not sure yet.
whatever they do, slab, just grading it off or whatever,
Yeah.
they are gonna be doing some form of excavation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm under that impression, like in order to get this, in
Yeah,
order to get it
right.
level.
Right. So my question to you then, is where the excavation is gonna be, is that within 100 feet of the wetlands? And if this is the delineated wetlands right in through here, and there's the building, it appears to me you're gonna be within 100 feet.
I completely agree. I was
Okay.
very surprised when somebody said
Yeah.
no.
So what I'm saying to you is, then you do come under our jurisdiction. Okay?
Yeah.
You agree
So
with?
how
Cuts
far
it
was
100
that,
feet.
Dave? How
Huh?
far was that?
This is 25 feet, right here.
Yeah, but if he's
This
within
one.
100 feet, Billy.
If he's within 100 feet, he's jurisdiction.
Yeah. Never mind the 25 feet. If he's within 100 feet, if he's gonna do any excavation, within 100 feet of delineated wetlands, which I see right in here,
Right.
okay?
Yep.
Then he's under our jurisdiction.
Okay.
We have to give him some type of condition, be it wattles, be it the silt fence, or whatever it may be.
But within 25 feet, you couldn't do anything.
You can't do exactly, that's a no-build zone.
That's, so,
That's why
That's good.
that's why that's why I'm not trying to do
Right.
something ridiculous. We said 35,000 on the sheet just to kind of not surprise anybody with something
But
bigger.
again, you can't
look,
put a
I'm not.
concrete slab in here, it can't be impermeable. I can do
Yes,
crushed
he can.
stone.
He can do concrete in here, so long he's out of the 100-foot buffer.
We don't
So-
know, we don't know exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's-
He can
That's
put a
the next
concrete
level.
slab in there, that's just like someone building a house, they're gonna have a concrete slab in the basement, or they're gonna put a garage up, or they're gonna put a, whatever. Yeah, he could put a concrete slab in there. That's within the 100-foot buffer of the wetlands, all right, number one.
Yeah.
Number two is, our concern is that he's gonna be doing excavation within 100 feet of
Right,
the wetlands, then he's gotta have some type
some
of
barrier, right.
some type of barrier. What you do, once you put the barrier up, if you got the barrier here, okay, right there, and your building is over here,
Yep.
and you wanna put whatever building you wanna put there, but if you're more than, if you're 100 feet in there, we just wanna
Don't
make sure
pass
the
my
wetlands
barrier.
are protected.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why we wanna know what it was, so we can tell you where to put that stuff.
Is
Gotcha.
that-
That's the whole thing.
so
Okay.
is that uphill or downhill?
Look at the grades.
Okay.
This is
Yeah, I
up,
gotta
this,
put
this,
it in.
this is uphill.
That's uphill from
That's
the
upgrade.
wetlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's uphill from what?
It's uphill
Yeah.
for the wetlands, so what you're gonna do is either put whatever the board decides, they wanna put a silt fence, they wanna put wattles, you wanna put hay
Oh, I
bales,
think it was uphill, we should put, silt fence with the,
that's fine,
hay bales.
that's fine.
With what?
Hay bales. Hay bales.
Yep.
Don't you guys agree with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
I was under the impression that I was here to get for a request for a determination.
Right,
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
You
that's
just-
what we're gonna do.
You
Cool.
just got it.
This is very interesting, by the way.
Yeah, so we have applicability on this, so we have jurisdiction, which is what the meeting really is about, and now we're gonna tell you what we want done. And you just refer this, well, actually, it'll be in writing, you give it to your builder,
Yeah,
and he'll know what you're talking about.
for sure.
So you guys have to go to the planning board after this.
Correct. Correct.
So that's what Vinnie's gonna ask you, he's in the planning board.
Yeah.
You've been to conservation, what'd they say? You're gonna hand him this folder,
Gotcha. Is it gonna have everything that he?
everything he
Wants or
wants,
needs?
yeah. I mean, not that
No,
his board may want, but everything
Just
this
from
board
us.
wants, just from us.
Yeah, yeah,
you're gonna need a lot more.
I-
with him.
I-
You
I have
You're
more-
gonna need
I
a
have
lot
more
more with
to-
him, trust
yeah.
me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Vinnie's an interesting guy, you're gonna love him.
What's your timeframe look like?
On which part?
Anything.
you expect the greenhouse to be done? Up and functioning?
Can I call Vinny and ask him?
No, just.
Yeah, really, that's a pretty
Um,
good answer.
I,
He's learning.
no, no,
That's a drill, huh?
so in order to do it, I need, if I'm not mistaken, I need approval from the planning board?
Yep,
Right,
So I really, have, like, how long does that take?
usually 2 or 3 months, don't you say?
Yeah.
2 or 3 months.
So probably,
you go in, you'll find a few holes in it, you go in, you'll patch those up, and then you'll have a final one.
so probably 4 or 5 then I'd say, but I'm really shooting from the hip right there on that timeline.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, yeah,
But Vinnie's good, you'll have no problem with him, but he's an
No, I'm saying,
engineer, so
yeah.
he's just,
Right.
everything has gotta be exactly
Andrew,
the
are you with
way it
Thompson
is.
and Listen?
yeah. Yes.
So you wanna know what, from us, we're gonna, we want hay bales with the silt fence around the property.
Can I ask what a wattle is?
A wattle is a,
Just a
it's
tube of
it's
straw.
straw that's in about an 8-inch cylindrical form,
Yep.
and it's wrapped with a mesh to hold the straw in place.
Yep.
And it comes in a roll, and you lay that out and you stake it.
Oh, yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
I mean, if
A
you
little
preferred it-
small, small oval.
Yeah, if you
Right.
prefer to use that, that's fine, as long as the silt fence is in there, that defines the construction area.
What's a silt fence?
It's
You don't know what a silt fence is?
like a black, you know what a snow fence is?
Yeah.
Same thing, solid, only it's black,
Oh,
same type
Yeah.
thing.
oh, okay.
You just stake it in the ground. They come in
It's
100-foot
made out,
rolls.
it's made out of
Yeah, yeah,
a nylon fabric.
Yeah, exactly. The
It's got
nylon with
stakes
the little,
on it.
the little wood stakes on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
a silt fence.
Oh,
That just keeps the papers from blowing around, getting into the stuff, and
yeah, for sure.
just keeps you on one side, us on the other.
And then when you're all done, after the project is over, you gotta go in, you gotta clean it all up. You gotta take the wattles out, you gotta take the silt fence out.
From that point of view, the wattles are easier, they're cleaner, the hay bales break down.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we'll just let them, rot in place,
Right.
and that's kind of a mess.
Okay.
I prefer the wattles, but, a lot of guys like the hay, just, we don't care, as long as the dirt's not going into our wetlands. Matter of fact, I'll leave the option, when I read up the orders. Now, I'll leave that on, wattles or hay bale, I don't really care which one, as long as it's staked, I don't care. And like I say, your builder's gonna know all about this anyway.
Yeah, no, this is more just, I appreciate the info.
The gentleman has something to say?
The building's here, the solar farm is here, the greenhouse is here.
The solar farm's right here.
Oh, could I have your name also and,
Mike Raymond.
Let me know where-
So,
you
so
want
this is in back of the,
Yeah, it's behind it.
behind it?
Yeah,
Okay,
straight behind it.
so you won't see it from the street,
No.
okay.
No, what's it gonna be made of? Because obviously it's gonna be
The glass-
burglar proof, I'm guessing.
Yeah, either glass or polycarbon, there'll be a fence around it and
Okay.
it'll be secure,
It's made, but this isn't where the odor comes from, right? Is
I mean, it
from the
depends, I mean,
building?
it's gonna, say it again?
The odors that come out of the, is that coming out of the greenhouse, or does it come out of the building? Where do you have the vent?
The exhaust,
Yeah.
it just depends on how we do it. Could be done any which thousand ways. I think the best idea is to do it out the back, that way it's most distant, but.
Did they make you put in a chimney, or is this like a wall unit, or?
We haven't brought it to the planning board yet, so they haven't made
Yeah.
made us do anything, but we're gonna do an odor mitigation system, like, you're not really gonna notice.
Oh,
it.
so it's
They-
filtered,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, like they've done this before, not like we're not.
Yeah.
It's been years that they've done this, so it's.
Well, the planning board's not gonna tell you the building itself,
That's right.
All you're
Also,
gonna,
it's also part of licensure, I mean, this is beyond.
all the
scope.
Yeah.
planning board's gonna tell you is the site work and the
Right.
drainage and stuff like that.
Right. The building department,
The building department's gonna tell you where to put the fans and
Right.
stuff like that, that's what you wanna talk to the building inspector about.
and we're only concerned about protecting the wetlands.
Right.
Yeah, each group's got their own little section of the building. So this really is the first part, that's why Vinnie wants to see this. And then, based on what we're doing, then Vinnie will do his thing. He does the parking and the impervious
Right.
material and all that type of stuff.
Okay? So wait for an order of conditions from us.
Yeah, I'll have it on Sunday,
Thanks.
and, I don't know,
Who's your builder?
I haven't nailed it down yet, so
Okay.
I don't wanna say.
No, that's fine.
no, we don't,
so
I'm
we,
working on it, one of the.
we need our
15 things
motion.
that's being
yep,
worked
we're
on.
gonna get them now.
You wanna close the public hearing?
You an engineer?
Say again?
You an engineer?
I'm not an engineer, this was done by Thompson Liston.
I thought you said that you work for Thompson Liston.
Oh, that was the question?
Yeah, I asked you, I said, do you work for Thompson and Liston? You said, yeah.
I thought you said did Thompson Liston do this?
No.
No,
What
he's,
do you-
he's the
no, no,
actual, he's the owner.
I'm the owner, yeah, this.
You're the owner,
Sorry, that was not intended to be unintended, I thought you asked if this was done by them.
so you're buying the property, is that what you're doing, or you own the property?
We're renting it,
You're renting the property, and you're gonna own the business,
correct,
okay?
Yeah, he's-
sorry,
Okay.
not intentional.
No,
I
no,
was
no
gonna say,
problem.
you work at Thompson Listed, didn't know what a hay bale is.
Right. You threw us a curveball here, okay? Because we thought that you worked for Thompson and Liston. And then I asked you about a silt fence, and you said, what's that?
Right.
And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this guy works for Thompson and Liston, he don't know what the hell I mean,
Yeah, I was curious, yeah.
Okay,
all right.
So if we're done, we'll close the public hearing.
alrighty. Second?
Wait,
Second.
Don't you have to vote, or like?
We don't get that, by we
Hang
gotta
on.
close the public hearing.
Gotta
get
close the
that.
public hearing first. Relax, will ya?
All right, all in favor?
Who seconded?
I did.
Dave,
Okay.
All right, who's got a motion?
What's that?
yeah.
Right, okay.
We're just doing negative determination with,
Motion that we give it negative determination then.
with conditions which I'll come up with
Relax.
on Sunday.
Just
It's gonna be
relax.
the hay bales, silt fence.
I'm sorry,
He made a motion to,
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
aye,
Aye.
good luck.
Negative determination allows you, we're gonna give you, you're gonna have to put the hay bales and then, and you can go ahead with your project.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
Okay.
saying.
So basically what the meeting was, and the reason that you filed, it's an RDA, it's a request for determination. We determined we have jurisdiction. So we're gonna let you go, which is why the negative part,
Gotcha.
with conditions are, I need the wattles, hay bales, I need the silt fence. And then you're gonna go see Mr. Vinnie.
Gotcha.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you,
You
you
good with all that?
You're gonna learn a lot about hay bales in the next 6
Let me ask you
months.
something.
Oh my gosh, you guys, come on.
Let me
take it
ask you
easy,
something.
take it easy.
Are you sure this is the property you're gonna work on?
Oh my gosh, tell me
Well, no, he's
about
got it in blue too. if
Oh,
it was-
okay.
It's a very expensive printed piece of paper.
Now, are we able to keep any of these copies, or?
Yes, I have one right here.
Okay.
And I also have what he filed with.
Thank you.
You want this one?
Thank
You want
you.
this one?
Yeah, let's throw that. With this one. You need these for Vinnie or what? I have,
I mean, you take what you need, and I'll take the rest.
okay, I got this one. Everything else is
I
yours.
think you might have. Yeah, okay, conditions existing, option, yeah, great.
Okay.
Oh, and then the signature sheet?
It's right underneath that plan.
Oh, it's all done?
Yeah, good, it was a continuation, remember?
Oh, but,
No, I think we signed the one for the, I thought that was for the Mark guy. We just-
I already had one signed for this from last week, I believe, didn't I?
this,
Check on, check on right now, tell me.
this one's the certificate.
that?
How could we sign it if it was still open hearing?
Yeah.
Cause I thought we were gonna close and then John wanted to continue it, so I said, okay, fine,
Yeah,
we'll
this is-
continue it.
This is for another one, because it's got Emily's on it,
Yeah,
and she wasn't in it.
Okay, well, give me one, that's right, cause I can't have
That's for
it.
somebody
The
else.
one we just signed, Toby, was, that was for, the guy that was before, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's for
That Mark,
Evangelista, isn't
what
it?
was his name?
Evangelista.
Evangelista.
No,
Mr.
the one before him.
Matt.
Oh, Matt Marciello?
Yeah,
Marciello? Yeah.
We
We'll
signed
get
it.
these
Right.
all
We got the
together
sheets talking
and, figure it
Who's
out.
gonna sign this one? We just voted on it.
Just give me a signature page,
Yeah,
then I
that's
know
what
I
I
got enough.
thought. This, the signature page with this one too. These are all mixed up. Okay, these are with other ones. There should be one here for him.
So have you gone in front of, you made an appointment for the planning board yet?
I went in front of them one time just to kind of discuss the project, and then I was waiting for this.
Are you gonna do a file?
Now we have this.
I
and
don't
then-
know
I think they
what
meet
it
every
is.
other Wednesday.
Just give me another sheet and I'll do it.
I think so.
Minus Emily.
A week from tomorrow.
Okay, I've gotta get another
Yeah, but
one,
Every
they
other
have to-
Wednesday,
They have to
isn't
do a public, so it's gonna probably be
Dave,
because these
One
are all
every
signed
other Wednesday.
by
Yeah.
like 5 people.
Right.
Second and
I don't know why, I don't know why that is.
Let me make sure that he's got one here. Let's just match these up. Okay, Evangelista, we need one for him, so that'll be one of these.
I'm gonna get better at this.
Maine doesn't have this?
Say again? No.
Yeah.
No.
Where?
Have you done anything like this?
Last time I was here in front of you guys.
No.
No,
Any other,
this
any
kind of
other
business.
towns?
Not in Massachusetts. We have a business up in Maine, but actually Emily just asked if Maine doesn't do this type of stuff.
What kind of business do you have in Maine?
A marijuana
Okay,
business.
and one
Oh,
of
they
these
have
is
marijuana?
for,
I didn't know it was legal up there.
the housing
Maine and Massachusetts
authority.
are the first two places on the
Okay,
East
so
Coast.
those two are all set.
When did Maine,
We've got one for Marcello, that's all set.
That's only meant.
But I must have a blank one somewhere.
And then,
Prompt you to get involved in
I mean,
that?
it should have been here from last
Whatever prompt you
time.
to get involved in that type of a business?
Money.
If you don't mind me asking.
Let me just print out a blank
That's
one.
fine.
And, yeah, I'll just
And so
be a
what happened
minute.
was is that
Where it is, I don't know.
all of the clients became cannabis delivery
Yeah,
companies
'cause we
because they were
never
the ones
used
who
it.
needed government tracking.
Okay, I'll print
And
out
so then
one.
my friends from childhood, actually, their parents actually started a business up in Maine as their like retirement business. And then one of my friends from childhood, he then made it a little bit more professional and kind of got like the next level of products and got a little more sophisticated, a little more technology. And I joined on and then we started from there.
So you go from the college dorm with a little aquarium with a lava lamp for a light. Look at 35,000 square
anymore.
foot green.
This is the next teacher, this is what we do with them, we put them on
That
boards.
was in the next room.
Yeah, no, it's a different story nowadays.
Yeah. Is Maine recreational?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Oh, I
it's
didn't
also
know.
recreational, but it doesn't have licensing like Massachusetts. Massachusetts legalized it after Maine, but came up with licensing before Maine. So we actually run a medical business up in Maine. So we only sell to people who have medical cards.
Are you throughout the whole state or just certain parts of it?
Whole state. We have a wholesale business, the same thing we'll be doing.
So you
here.
sell to both people then, right?
We sell, we actually don't sell directly to consumers, we sell to,
Oh, all right.
we sell to dispensaries, so, that's, we have a wholesale business. That'll be the same thing here, you know, it's like there's no,
Do you have
this is
a
not a
base
retail
up
thing.
there?
Yeah, Bristol, Maine.
Where?
In Bristol, Maine?
Bristol?
Yeah.
No, that.
4.5 hours from here.
How big's the greenhouse up there? Is it similar in size to
We
this?
actually don't have a greenhouse up there, we actually did it indoor up there.
Ah.
Yeah.
What's next to Bristol?
The
The
ocean.
water.
No, I mean, like, what other towns? Cause I was stationed in Maine, I never heard of Bristol.
Bristol, Pemaquid, Pemaquid,
Start all over again, yeah.
What's that? This is for him.
Up there, what, 4 hours maybe?
Did that pass grade main?
yeah, one more time?
Grade main, did that pass that?
I don't know, it's,
Alright, so,
But the grade is pretty close to, right along the turnpike.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
north
Yes,
of
I must
Bangor or
be.
It's like
south?
exit 11 or something like
Something
that.
like that.
Now, you don't live there?
I live here in Massachusetts.
okay.
We go up there like once a week, once every other week.
Where do you live?
In Brighton.
City slicker.
Yeah, sure.
Are you Tom or Bob?
There you go.
Bob or Tom?
You're,
Ray or Crown?
oh, where do I live near them? Oh, I wish, that'd be, oh my gosh, that'd be another story.
They're Brookline, aren't they? They're
Yeah,
Brookline,
yeah. And it's not like a normal Brookline either.
Brighton's on the Alston side, my boy.
Yeah.
You should know
That's
that.
why, I didn't, I was like,
That's on the wrong
different-
side of the
different
tracks.
neighborhood.
Yeah. He's a salty boy. He didn't never get out of Dorchester.
We don't consider that ourselves.
Dorchester?
We don't consider that ourselves.
That's where the Irishmen live. I don't know what you got in South.
Rochester is a whole different.
That's where my parents were.
From where, the fire station on, or?
Do you realize that South Boston is actually an island? Because the only way to get in and out of South Boston is you have to go over.
You gotta go over the bridge, that's right.
Okay,
So
good.
it's actually an island, so we're
Right.
separate, we're special.
Oh, you're special.
Always have been.
Go south.
Oh, boy. All right.
It's getting late, I guess.
What's that, John?
It must be getting late.
everything for me.
Yep,
Yeah, you're all set.
you're good.
Thank you very much, board.
Yep. All right,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, Briarwood Open Space Inspector.
Can I ask a question on the
Yep.
last one?
Yep.
How much square footage do you have to have added to a building in order to do additional drainage?
There is none.
Yeah, there's 25%, you have to retain in the building, they do it under a rehab. That's about the only thing.
You can put an
They can
addition on a
take that.
building, and if the ground will allow the drainage, you don't need to have drainage.
Right, but this is 3,500 square
I don't
feet.
care if it's 35,000 square feet. If you have,
But if you were building a building of 3,500 square feet,
yeah,
wouldn't you have to have,
depending on the soil.
yeah,
Depending
but all
on,
the other projects that have come through have had all this fancy drainage stuff.
Because of what they're being built on and where they are.
Okay.
Emily,
We,
if you
we
have a
need to
site-
recharge the water, most of them, the water has to go back into the ground.
Right.
I can't throw it into a manhole someplace.
Oh, I know, but I mean, if it's just gonna come off of the greenhouse, it's just gonna go straight in the wetland, and is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Question.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm
That's
just
fine.
telling you, that say, for instance, this is your house, or lot, whatever you wanna do. This is the building here. You wanna add on to it, you can. If the soil will allow the water to be drained through the soil, if it's a sandy material or
Mhm.
gravelly material, then there's no, you don't have to have drainage. You're following, but if it's a clay material that's impervious,
Mhm.
then you wanna have some type of drainage system.
So Fuller had to do all the studies because of the kind of ground he's on?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
They have like, there's a whole series of things. They have domes, they have, you can throw trap rock in there and drain
Oh,
the pipes of
I
that.
get that part, but I didn't know what,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know, what size of a building with how much water
No.
comes off of it.
There is none.
It
Yeah,
isn't
strict-
that,
It's not
just
calculated
It's
like
the
that.
ground.
But the planning board will tell them all that stuff. We'll tell them what they need to
Yeah.
I
build.
mean, yeah, I just that everybody else has come through with some kind of a size of a project, they all had these drainage systems.
So the problem these
That's
people
all.
have is that most of the board knows all these properties in town, so we already know where all the water problems are. So when you come here and you got your smoke pipe going, don't waste your time.
Well, I mean, that was my only question, I didn't know, cause you know, so many other projects had to do all this
Yeah.
fancy stuff, and he wasn't doing it, and I
It's
didn't know
really
if that was
what the
okay.
ground is, what the material is.
How come we didn't have to do an NOI on them? I mean, it's clearly in the jurisdiction.
Do we?
An NOI. I didn't do it because I don't have a formal plan. If I had a formal plan, I would. This is just basic jurisdiction. If they come back and, Vinnie determines there's some kind of weirdo problem and I want specific recharging,
Okay,
then he's gonna have to come back here on an NOI and a stamp plan,
Okay.
and then I'll do it.
okay,
I try to do everything with an RDA, which is just my jurisdiction,
yep.
without the stamp, because most people who come in here haven't done their engineering yet.
But didn't you say it was a negative determination, but it's positive if he's in the area? I mean, if it's in the,
It's negative because I don't know what they're actually doing. All it really is a permission slip. To go ahead, you can go further. If Vinnie finds there's a problem, now you're gonna have to come back and give me an NOI. He's not done with
I have
me,
one of those.
unless he's done with Vinnie.
okay,
This just gets him to Vinnie. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
poor Vinnie.
I think this was maybe
Doesn't
yours,
that property abut the DCR?
because it's got some squib,
Oh, yeah.
that's right, it does.
So he may have to recuse himself.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah, he could, he could.
He might.
But I mean, he's still gonna review it.
Does that mean if the DCR is in butter?
He doesn't usually, though. But you're right, he should, because it does work for him.
He's done it on some cases, I've seen him.
No, he's very good with that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a problem with it all. I just think he pushes for a lot more than he really needs on a lot of the stuff. But that's just personal.
Was it Briarwood or not? Or that got postponed to another one?
they said they were waiting for town council to, something from town council.
What is the big issue with this thing? It's like going back and forth, and then the lawyer wanted to be there, and it's like, I don't get what.
Oh,
the
that's
problem
because it's,
is.
what the hell's his name?
Longden,
Longden, Bob
But I
Longden.
don't know what the problem is? what the
Billable
issue is.
hours, I think, is what the problem is.
Bill. So we don't know what the.
Just saying.
Never mind.
Hey, people, remember TV Wave?
All right, update on the trail?
I don't have any yet, because I haven't been able to get the plans on it. But I think what we're gonna do with that is, DCR money, because they came out with the grants and that, and I think we're covered under it. So that would be.
So we'll use that money?
We'll use the 2020 money, yep.
Yeah.
And, let's see.
Caitlin, about the poison ivy?
I didn't get you that plan yet, only because I went down there today, actually, I went with Dave. Went down to get the plan today, and Mike wasn't there.
Okay.
The other gentleman was looking at a stack of blueprints and did not want to get into it. Nor do I blame him.
Gotcha. So definite things that I need is acreage.
Yep.
And then a map is nice, but definitely not required. If you have any like site characteristics, like, oh, near a road or near water body or anything like open field, like anything like that's nice. And then they'll generate a proposal and I'll get that to you as soon as possible.
Okay, great.
Caitlin, was that for the grant money? Is that what you're talking about?
For the goats, yeah.
For not grant money, just to get a proposal, just to move to the next step. We do have to talk about funding though.
Let me ask
Wasn't
you-
there something that came through about,
DCR funding
Yeah.
that Toby forwarded. I was gonna talk about that, yeah. I haven't had a chance to look at it and look it through. I wanna do that for next meeting, yeah.
So let me ask you something, Caleb. Do you think this will be something that's be put together for this year for the poison ivy?
I would have thought that this would be great to start like the end of June. I think, yeah, I mean, it
think
depends
we
on
could
when
still
we
do
get
it.
funding, as long as we're okay, if we get funding, that it's like reimbursable, you know what I mean? Like if we can provide the funds up front, if that's cool, I think we can start
I
the
was
end of
up there
June.
today, and someone's cutting trees. I went down and saw Nancy. She doesn't know anything about it.
Where?
On that, whatever that road, Pleasant Street? Is that Pleasant Street?
that's the
the
real
rail trail.
Mass Rail Trail.
That's the rail trail, Bill.
They're doing that. They came in front of the,
Yeah, they're the ones cutting the trees?
Yeah, because they got put, what are they, 5 or 6 cross drains in
The
there.
drains are in there. They put
Yeah.
the drains in. Those are in.
That's all for the rail trail.
that's for the rail trail, yeah.
Yeah.
They came in front of the Board of Selectmen for that.
Right.
That was,
Okay.
She came in front of us.
Because that's
That was
where I
a
was
couple
gonna
months
run
ago,
the,
Huh?
that was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was this fall sometime.
because that's where I wanted to run
In
the
fact,
goats
I'll
through.
tell you what it was, I think it was the November meeting.
Yeah.
Because I think I asked the question, you gonna be able to do it this year? And she said,
Yeah, that was quite a
something
while.
about money,
Yeah.
Well, they had their
Did-
money.
But if they didn't have, if they didn't start the project before the end of the year,
They had to spend it before the fiscal year or something
Yes.
like that.
well, I think calendar year, I thought,
Was it calendar?
but it could be. But, yeah, she came, I think it was November, she came in
Yeah.
front of us.
They probably have about 20, 30 trees down right now
Yeah,
across the road.
this is what they said.
Yeah. So what I wanna do when they get done that, when I find out what they're doing, I was gonna run the goats right up through that, based on, you know,
Well, I like
An
the,
acre.
if the DCI could get, not, I don't know what you call it besides the grant money, but some kind of money to pay for it, that'd be perfect.
they have, there's several ways I can do it under this here. And it's, they'll give me 3-to-1 money if I match money out of CPC, or they'll give me an outright grant for the money, just for a project. And you were somewhere around $1,700, I'm guessing, right?
No, more.
I forget the numbers. I really don't know off the top of my head.
$6,000 a week, wasn't it? An acre.
I have no idea. I don't remember.
So for some reason, I got down like 1,700 for
No,
an
it
acre.
was a lot more.
I can look,
It's more than 1,700, I don't know.
It was like $6,000 per acre or something like that, or half acre. or
That was
something.
for,
For like 2 weeks worth or something.
4 goats or something like that?
yeah.
It was-
Yeah, it made, yeah, they had like a group, I think
It
there
was
were 4 in a
expensive.
group.
What'd you say?
It was a lot
4
of money.
goats to a group,
Yes.
yeah.
What's the matter, Dave?
I know.
Bad and overpaid.
You're just jealous because they make more than you.
I sent you guys in an email, and I can look, but then I can re-forward it to you guys so it's on the top of your inbox
Okay.
about the prices. I can't remember. I don't want
I'm
to.
pretty sure I can get this money from DCI, and I can get it this year.
Okay, if you need help, I mean, I can help you with application or writing anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Actually, if you're gonna do that, Nancy had mentioned that the triangle down there, you guys wanna do that right away? So maybe I'll give you the plans on that, and
So we
What, is
wanted
it
to-
poison
we wanted-
ivy?
We wanted to do that in March.
John, is there poison ivy down at the triangle?
It's March now.
No, we just wanted some other.
but she
things.
wanted some trees and
You
some
mean?
bushes.
It's March
Trees and
now.
benches. Wanted to maybe put a couple food trucks there.
It's March now.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to do it in March.
Oh,
It is March.
Which she's
Oh.
gonna have to do.
Well, we gotta start, cause we were supposed to start back a few months ago, but it's a little crazy.
But I think I have 2 different options on getting that money for that. And then she had some other ones throughout the town. It was-
Yep. There's a couple other places.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one I wanted to do, but I'm too late on it, but I want to file it anyway, is for that one down by that new place, Spiro's place, that hot dog.
Yeah, for Cajun food.
Yeah, I want to move the gates onto the other side where it originally was, and then separate out the drainage from the Israel Brothers, and put that into it.
So that also covered the
That covers this, right?
culverts, like, other culverts, they just,
They have to be 4 foot, that was the only stipulation. I have some that are too small.
Do you have grant
That's-
writing
that's
or
besides COVID.
grant writing
Yeah.
experience?
it is, that's a 4-foot culvert up there?
Mm.
Yeah.
is there any other ones in town?
Well, actually, the one I got going underneath now is 36, but I wanna make it a 4 foot. That way it would be covered.
Then we reviewed other grants, which was
But as long as I send out, the FBF to get a price in, that makes them automatically shovel ready, and that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, much better.
So
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna
I
be.
mean, that's a good project for that.
And then I wanted to do the fitness trail and I wanted to do a dog park too. We have another piece of land over there. We could do that on.
That's a great idea.
CPC money for that too.
Well, the dog park, the open spaces, so they haven't found any place acceptable to them yet, as far as I know.
Well, we have
Acceptable?
land, so I don't know.
You mean for the dog park, John?
I don't think they have, I could be wrong.
Can we use that land that we have up there on Lake Street?
We have land, actually, we have land all over that we could use. It would make it
Well, the
nice.
problem with Plan Lee Street is too close to the water.
Well, that's down below, but the other one up above, we can do the piece on Jackson.
Yeah.
But that's where I was putting the fitness trail up
What
there.
about by the old pool? What are they doing with that?
That's originally where the fitness trail was.
Oh.
We're doing nothing with it.
No, well, we got that whole plan for the, video
Yeah, they're
park.
doing something with the park, but that's never gonna happen.
Dog
Isn't it
park.
$30 million on that?
No, wait that much.
Oh, that's what Nancy's burying about. but
Sounds like a good dog park
It's a lot of money.
location.
I said, I'm all done with the taxis, so long as you can
Except
do
it's
it
a busy
outside,
road.
yeah, go for it.
I get nervous about that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess. I guess so.
I mean, most dog parks have fences, don't they?
Hmm.
Anyway, what else we got here?
Can't let 'em run around.
Treasury report, nothing's changed.
We're still broke, huh?
So, yeah, we have miscellaneous mail. What I've read is uninteresting.
The consultant fees, was
In
that?
between all your hate mail?
Yeah, no more good guy, all bad guy. Comes and goes. Next scheduled meeting, April 1, and a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
What about the minutes?
Oh, very good. I forgot about that.
Very good.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Staying over here.
Aye. One abstention.
So,
All handled?
until I hear from you, what should I be
You'll hear
doing?
from me tomorrow, because I'm gonna try to get them for you.
Okay, and then what should when I hear from you, you'll let me know next steps and
Yeah, and
stuff?
what I'll do is we'll go up and meet whoever the powers that'll be up at DCR. I have no clue who's running that project.
Okay,
And then we'll find out what they own.
okay.
And I'll just figure it out footage-wise, for your acre or whatever we're doing. So really just figure out what it costs us an acre. With-
Yeah.
With the four of them.
Most probably.
Bill, why do you shut this off?
Very one. Push it. No.
Cool.
Make a motion to adjourn?
We already have it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, wait.
We knew you were there in spirit.
Well, they started and I said, what about the minutes? So I